Sometimes you hear your name when nobody called you. You could be sitting alone in your room. You could be walking outside. You could be half asleep scrolling on your phone, or standing in a noisy place where people are talking in the background. Then suddenly, you hear it. Your name. You turn your head. Nobody is looking at you. No one is speaking to you. And when you ask, they say they never called you. For a moment, it feels strange, because it did not sound like a random noise. It sounded personal. It sounded directed at you. It sounded like someone wanted your attention. So why does this happen? Why can the human brain hear a name inside noise, silence, wind, water, music, or distant conversation? And why does it feel so real? The answer begins with one simple truth. Your name is not just another word. Your name is one of the most powerful sounds your brain can recognize. You have heard it thousands of times since childhood. It has been used to call you, warn you, praise you, correct you, comfort you, and get your attention. Before you understood many things about the world, you were already learning that this sound meant something important. When people said your name, something usually followed. Someone wanted you. Someone was speaking to you. Something was about to happen. Over time, your brain learned to treat your name as a signal, not a normal sound, a signal. That is why you can notice your name even in a noisy room. You may not hear every word people are saying around you, but if someone across the room says your name, your attention can suddenly snap toward it. Your brain is always scanning the environment for things that matter to you. A sudden loud noise matters, a crying baby matters, an angry voice matters, a familiar voice matters, and your name matters. But sometimes the brain becomes too good at this job. It does not only detect your name when it is really there, it may detect something close enough.
A sound with a similar rhythm, a word with similar letters, a whisper that rises and falls the same way, a background noise that briefly matches the shape your brain expects. And before you have time to think, your mind fills in the missing pieces. It hears your name. This is not exactly the same as someone speaking to you. It is your brain making a prediction. The world is full of messy information. Your ears do not receive clean, perfect sound all the time. They receive echoes, overlapping voices, distant noises, static, footsteps, wind, traffic, music, and tiny changes in air pressure. Your brain has to organize all of this chaos. It has to decide which sounds matter and which sounds can be ignored. Most of the time, it does this so well that you don't notice it happening. You can focus on one conversation in a crowded room. You can recognize a friend's voice on the phone, even when the connection is bad. You can understand someone speaking, even if part of the sentence is covered by noise. This is because your brain is not just recording sound. It is interpreting sound. It is guessing what the sound most likely means. And sometimes, the guess is wrong. Imagine walking through your house at night. Everything is quiet, but not completely silent. There is the hum of a fan, the low sound of electricity, distant traffic outside, maybe the refrigerator turning on, maybe water moving through pipes. None of these sounds are words. But your brain is still listening. It is still searching. And because your name is one of the most important sounds it knows, your brain may pull that pattern out of the noise. For 1 second, the refrigerator becomes a whisper. The wind becomes a voice. The sound of people outside becomes someone calling you. You turn around because your brain has already reacted. It doesn't wait for proof. It responds first and checks later. This may seem strange in modern life, but for ancient humans, reacting quickly to sound was important for survival. A voice could mean a warning. A call could mean danger. A sudden sound could mean a predator, a stranger, a child in trouble, or a member of the group needing help. If an early human ignored a real call, the cost could be serious. But if they reacted to a false alarm, the cost was small. So the brain became careful. Maybe too careful. It became better to react to something that might be important than to miss something that actually was. That is why your brain may hear your name even when nobody said it. It would rather interrupt you for a false alarm than ignore a real signal meant for you. This is also why hearing your name can feel stronger when you are tired, stressed, lonely, anxious, or half asleep. When the brain is tired, it doesn't process information with the same clarity. When you are stressed, your attention becomes sharper toward possible threats or important signals. When you are alone, the sound of your name can feel more intense because there's no obvious source. And when you are falling asleep or waking up, your brain is in a strange middle state, not fully dreaming, not fully awake. In that state, sounds, memories, thoughts, and imagination can mix together. A person may hear a knock, a voice, a phone notification, footsteps, or their name being called. They may open their eyes and realize nothing happened, but the experience can feel completely real. This is because the brain systems that create perception are still active while the mind is drifting between sleep and waking life. The voice may not come from outside the room. It may come from the brain itself. But because the brain normally uses the same inner systems to understand real voices, the imagined voice can feel external. It can feel like it happened outside your head.
This is one reason why people sometimes hear their name when they are about to fall asleep. The mind is loosening its grip on reality. Memory and sound begin to overlap. The brain creates a voice out of nothing, then reacts as if someone nearby spoke. But not every false name-hearing moment comes from sleep. Sometimes it comes from expectation. If you are waiting for someone to call you, you may hear your name more easily. If you are expecting a message, you may imagine your phone vibrating. If you are nervous about being noticed, you may hear your name in nearby conversations. The brain does not listen neutrally. It listens based on what it expects to find. A mother may hear her baby cry when the baby is actually quiet. A student waiting to be called in class may think they heard the teacher say their name. A person expecting bad news may mishear ordinary sounds as someone trying to get their attention. The brain gives priority to what feels important, and few things feel more important than being personally addressed. This is the power of your name. It pulls you out of whatever you are doing. You may be deep in thought, but your name can cut through it. You may be surrounded by noise, but your name can rise above it. You may be trying to ignore the world, but your name tells your brain, this is about you. This is why hearing your name when nobody called you can feel unsettling. It creates the feeling of an invisible presence. Someone wanted your attention, but no one is there. A signal arrived, but the sender is missing. The brain expects a person behind the voice, so when it cannot find one, the experience feels wrong. It becomes a tiny mystery. For a few seconds, reality does not match what your mind predicted. This is the same reason whispers can be creepy. A whisper is intimate. It usually comes from someone close. It suggests secrecy, attention, and intention. So when you think you hear a whisper in an empty room, your brain does not treat it like ordinary noise. It treats it like a message, and a message requires a messenger. That missing messenger is what makes the moment feel strange. But in most cases, nothing supernatural is happening. Your brain is doing what it was built to do. It is searching for meaning inside sound. It is trying to protect you. It is trying to notice when something is meant for you. The problem is that the modern world is full of noise that can confuse the system. Fans hum, air conditioners breathe, cars pass outside, neighbors speak through walls, videos play in another room, headphones leak tiny sounds, phones vibrate, notifications interrupt us so often that our brains start expecting them. We now live surrounded by signals, so the mind keeps scanning. Was that my phone? Did someone call me? Was that my name? Did I hear something? The more your brain expects interruption, the more likely it is to find one. This is why some people feel phantom phone vibrations. Their phone did not vibrate, but their brain expected it so strongly that an ordinary sensation on the skin was interpreted as a notification. The same thing can happen with sound. Your name becomes the notification your brain is always prepared to receive. But there is another, deeper reason your name matters. Your name is connected to your identity. It is the sound other people use to bring you into the social world. When someone says your name, they are not just making noise. They are pointing at you without touching you. They are pulling you into attention. They are saying, out of all the people here, I mean you. That is why your name can affect you even when spoken quietly. It is a symbol of the self, a small sound that carries your history, your relationships, your memories, and your place among other people. This is also why hearing your name in the wrong context feels so personal. If you hear a random word in the wind, you may ignore it. But if you hear your name, your body reacts, your attention changes, your emotion changes. For one moment, the world has selected you, even when it has not. And this reveals something strange about human consciousness. We do not experience reality only from the outside. We experience reality through relevance. The brain does not treat every sound equally. It filters the world through importance. A stranger's name may disappear into background noise, but your own name rises to the surface. A random voice may be ignored, but a familiar voice turns your head. A distant sound may mean nothing, but a sound that resembles someone calling you becomes impossible to ignore. Your brain is not asking, "What is everything that exists right now?" It is asking, "What matters to me?" This question shaped human survival for thousands of years. What matters could be food. What matters could be danger. What matters could be a child crying. What matters could be a leader calling. What matters could be your own name. So when you hear your name in a silent room, it may feel mysterious, but it also shows how deeply social the human brain is. Even alone, your mind is built for other people. It expects voices. It expects attention. It expects someone to need you, call you, judge you, warn you, or connect with you. The human brain evolved in groups. Being separated from the group was dangerous. Being ignored by the group could be painful. Being called by the group could mean safety, responsibility, or belonging. So the brain never stopped listening. And maybe that is the strangest part. Even when nobody is speaking, some part of you is still waiting to be called, waiting for a signal, waiting for a voice, waiting for proof that someone out there is thinking about you. Most of the time, the sound is just noise. A fan, a car, a distant conversation, a dream dissolving as you wake up.
But your brain catches the pattern and gives it meaning. It turns sound into a voice. It turns noise into your name. It turns emptiness into attention. And for one brief moment, you are no longer alone in the room. Then reality catches up. No one called you. No one is there. But the feeling remains because the system that created it is ancient, powerful, and deeply human. So the next time you hear your name when nobody said it, do not panic. It may not be a ghost. It may not be a sign. It may not be someone hiding nearby. It may simply be your brain doing one of the oldest things it knows how to do. Listening for the sound that means you matter. Listening for the voice that might need you. Listening for your name in a world full of noise.